Hey guys, and welcome back to Vlogs and Frogs. For those of you who don't know, my name's Ryan Peterson, and today we're going to learn a little bit about the cutie called the Katydid. Now, I know you can't see me, and that's all sad and whatnot, but today I just want you guys to sit back and hear my absolutely beautiful voice as we learn about this cute insect that just wanted to eat my finger. Now, often confused with grasshoppers, katydids are kind of like cousins to grasshoppers and crickets, but they're actually more closely related to crickets than they are to any other species of grasshopper. Now, these cuties are medium to even large-sized insects. They're usually green or brown in coloration. They have very thick bodies, and they kind of look like leaves and have very thin, long legs. Their hind legs are way longer than the others, and that helps a lot with their jumping, to be able to launch off really high. They also have very awesome mouth parts used to grind their food all up, or as you can see here, be some pretty intense predators. They also have very long antennae. Many of the adults of katydid species are capable of flight, and there are as many as 6,500 of them. Isn't that crazy? Females are usually larger than the males. They have a long pointy-shaped structure at the end of their abdomen. Although it is thought to be a stinger, it is actually an ovipositor. This is basically used for depositing their eggs into the ground or into plant stems, kind of like a needle injecting a vaccine into you. Unless you're an anti-vaxxer. Katydids are found all over the world. Along with the majority of insects, they are most prominent in the more tropical regions. They spend most of their lives on plants. They spend most of their lives on the plants that they eat, so they prefer habitats with lots of plants. They can survive many different climates, so most plant-filled ecosystems usually have at least one katydid species. Katydids use sound to communicate with each other. Their wings have specialized abilities to produce these cool sounds, kind of like this. They also touch and smell with their antennae. On top of that, they can see with their big ol' eyes in light and in dark. Some species are active during the day, and some are active at night. But none are very social and are almost always alone unless they were able to find a mate with their beautiful song. These things are primarily leaf eaters. Sometimes they eat other plant parts like the flower. Sometimes they eat dead insects or very slow-moving insects they can catch. Some katydid species in the tropics are often quite carnivorous. Now these guys have to watch out, now that's what they eat. These guys have to watch out for things like wasps, spiders, praying mantis, tree frogs, birds, and even bats like a good old katydid snack. Now when it comes to reproduction, katydids have something called incomplete metamorphosis. The little nymph that hatches from the egg looks kind of like an adult, except that it doesn't have wings. As they grow, katydids shed their exoskeletons, otherwise known as molting, and in their last molt they get wings, and then they become big ol' adults. After that, they stop growing and they don't molt anymore. The difference between complete and incomplete metamorphosis is that complete metamorphosis occurs through 4 stages: egg, then a larva, then a pupa, then an adult. The incomplete metamorphosis occurs through 3 stages: egg, nymph, and adult. The pupa stage is not developed during incomplete metamorphosis. The pupa stage is basically like the cocoon for a butterfly. Isn't that kind of cool? Well, I think it's time for me to get on out of here, because I'm going to need a Band-Aid after this guy chomped up my finger. So remember to learn, love, laugh, and have a great time. You guys rock and are super awesome. I love you all, and don't forget, if the police ask if I robbed the zoo, tell them no, Katie did. Bye guys.